Can everyone see my screen? Okay, cool. Hello, welcome to Creative Lab's Spring 2021 Demo Day. Thank you all for joining on Friday, week 10, but we have a lot of interesting projects coming up, so glad for you to be here. So if you are new to Creative Labs, have never really been to a meeting before, we have a quick intro. Essentially, Creative Labs is just a community of people who are looking to make cool projects or just build cool things. Anything kind of creative or any sort of interests or passions. Yeah, and you'll be seeing kind of a demo of the things we kind of want to inspire in the community and the ideas that we are looking for today through our 6 projects. If you are trying to be a part of Creative Labs for maybe a longer term than 1 quarter, we're also looking for people to join our internal board. I will pass it to Arjun to speak about the developer roles.
Yeah, sure. Hello, everyone. I promise you with all my heart, I'm not doing this on purpose on my camera. Fuck me, I guess. But hello, I am the outgoing tech lead for Creative Labs board. This is my last quarter here, but we could definitely use some front-end developers for the future. So if you know React, that's great. If you know CSS, that's great. Yes, I am very approachable. Thank you, Sarah. I'm very hot as well. Thank you, Henry. But yeah, if you're interested in developing, you're interested in working with really cool people, I greatly, heartily encourage you to join the board. I've made some of my best friends at college here, and I hope you can too. And I did some coding, but yeah, marketing. If you want to take it away.
Yeah, so hi. If you're interested in getting involved with CL and you're interested in external marketing, but not necessarily wanting to work on projects, you can apply for a board position for external marketing. And basically we run CL's socials like Instagram and Facebook, and we promote upcoming events and just CL things. So if you vibe with CL and you like to write, feel free to apply.
Yep, and the application is just at tinycl.com/join. And as Sam said in the chat, if you have any questions or kind of want to know more about what your responsibilities would be and other things about board and CL, I think most people from board who are not on a project will be here at the end of the meeting if you want to ask questions or just chat and hang out with us. So yeah, moving on to projects, and I will be passing it to Maggie.
All right, thanks, Lucy. And hi, all. I'm Maggie. I'm the lead projects manager for CL. I'm also joined by my other wonderful project managers as well. So if you want to learn a little bit more about joining a project or maybe even leading a project for next quarter, please feel free to stay until the very end of all of our project presentations, and feel free to reach out to me as well. Basically, all of board will be staying in the main room while all of the projects have their own breakout rooms if you have any questions for the leads and the teams there. But yeah, feel free to go to the next slide, Lucy, because we'll be introducing our wonderful 6 projects for this quarter. So as we mentioned, we have 6 projects. First, we'll be starting out with ARUX, followed by Emotion, Lark, Let's Take a Walk, Moving On, and PocketCloset. Next slide. And so I'll be passing it over to Caroline and Fiona to talk about their project.
Hi everyone, I'm Fiona. I'm one of the project leads for ARUX.
I'm Caroline, I'm the other project lead for ARUX.
And our project explores the role of user experience research in new product development by working closely with a new startup, and we focused on giving students the opportunity to learn about usability concepts which are fundamental to the roles of UX designers and researchers.
With our project, we evaluated the learnability and usability of a visual peer-to-peer payment app in augmented reality, and we were able to discover user pain points and suggest design improvements to enhance the user experience. And now I'll pass it on to our lovely members to introduce themselves.
Hello, I am Shirley, and yeah, we'll do a brief member introduction.
Hi, I'm Caitlin.
Hi, I'm Bryant.
And I'm Esther.
All right, so to hop into our project, as Carolyn and Fiona mentioned, we conducted a usability research study on CPay, and in this presentation, we'll be outlining a little bit of the steps we took to conduct the study, the results we found, and some recommendations and ideas we have moving forward. So what is CPay? CPay is a peer-to-peer payment app that integrates augmented reality. And for those who aren't really familiar with augmented reality, it's kind of like Pokemon Go, where you overlay some digital content onto the real world. And basically with CPay, they use the camera app, and you can use the camera to locate nearby users to pay and request money. So for the research goals that we wanted to kind of keep in mind for this project, our main goal was to observe how effectively the current CPay interface allows users to navigate the application and complete various tasks, such as sending money to other people and depositing money. And specifically, we wanted to understand what aspects of CPay are intuitive or unintuitive for first-time users to understand, and just to explore how easy or difficult it is for first-time users to complete tasks, as well as understand how the CPay interface and experience aligns with users' expectations of a payment app based in AR. So before we jumped into like usability testing, we did a heuristic evaluation. And for this evaluation, each of the members explored the app on their own while taking notes of particular usability issues that we compared against 10 different usability principles, aka the heuristics. And these heuristics consisted of rules like keeping the design minimalistic or preventing user error wherever possible. And after taking note of the details that potentially violated these principles, we rated each of our issues on a scale of 1 to 4, with 1 being a lesser important issue and 4 being a problem that maybe hinders a user's experience with the app. And we averaged out the severity ratings, and some of the things on our list included the app that was consistently crashing whenever we tried to link the credit debit card, which we ended up fixing before testing, having no option to change the PIN, only to log out and log back in, being unable to become friends with other users to easily pay request them in the future, being able to skip the step of not adding a profile picture, and also a tracking location feature.
So after conducting our heuristic evaluation, we moved on to usability testing with actual first-time users. We conducted 8 usability tests in total, all over Zoom, and each interview consisted of participants answering background questions, citing their first impressions of the app, completing a series of tasks using it, and then answering some post-test questions. All of our participants were students aged 21 to 30 years old. And then these are the tasks that we asked them to complete. So task 1 was creating an account. Task 2 was linking a bank account. Task 3 was initiating and completing a payment to a nearby user. And task 4 was checking the status of that payment and the history of activity. And here are the post-test questions that we asked the participants. So we asked about their overall impression and experience using CPay. We also asked if they agreed or disagreed with some system usability statements. And then we had them do a product reaction card task where they selected a combination of words to describe their experience using the app. So here are our overall findings about the app. Most of the participants successfully completed all of our tasks, and they found the platform familiar and easy to use. And then 37.5% of participants also mentioned that it was aesthetically pleasing. And then now for some of the negatives we found, some of the participants found the augmented reality camera to be a distraction and or confusing when they first encountered it. Have expressed hesitancy about using the app, and this was either due to privacy concerns about having the camera and location on all the time, or a lack of widespread use. So they would only download it if all of their friends were also using it. And then 62.5% of participants initially believed that CPay was a fundraising platform similar to GoFundMe, when in reality, it's a peer-to-peer payment platform. And then for the usability statements, on average, participants agreed that most people would learn how to use the app quickly. They somewhat agreed that they would like to use the app frequently, and they neither agreed nor disagreed that the onboarding process adequately prepared them to understand the AR function. And then here are the product reaction cards from when they chose words to describe their experience. We organized them based on like common themes. So there's a lot about the ease of use and familiarity of how the app was organized. There's quite a bit about the originality and how creative the concept was. And then a couple about them being aesthetically pleasing. And then here are the negative reaction cards. So some people said that it was difficult to use. There are a couple about the hesitancy about using CPay, and then some on the lack of usefulness. So some participants thought that CPay didn't offer anything other than what existing peer-to-peer payment platforms already do.
All right, and now we're just going to do a brief mention of some of the results that we gathered from the task. The first task was creating an account, and we found that all participants were able to do this and with relative ease. Some of the key points was that the onboarding process was often overlooked. 0% of the participants actually went through the onboarding process, and the screen on the left is an image of what users would see the first time logging in, so you can kind of imagine how the onboarding process might get overlooked. Another key point was that participants liked the ability to use Face ID instead of a password, just because of convenience. And the last key point for this task was that users had problems inputting their username. And we found that 3 out of 8 users mistakenly included an @ symbol when choosing a username because of a usability issue on CPay's side. The second task we had participants complete was linking a bank account. Again, all participants were able to complete this task and did so relatively easily. Going to the key points, participants stated that the process of linking a bank account was familiar and simple, and participants correctly assumed that payment methods would be in settings. We also learned that the settings icon was easy to miss because there was no label behind it, and it was relatively small compared to other icons, and also that the camera can be distracting to the user when they're going through the settings because the camera stays on the whole time. Moving on to task 3, which is paying a user. Again, all participants were able to complete this task and with relative ease. Some of the key points from this task were that the participants liked the novelty of the AR feature, but were confused about how exactly it worked. This was likely, as I mentioned before, all participants skipped over the onboarding process, which is problematic because they miss out on learning about the key features of CPay. In addition, there's an accessibility issue where the number keyboard blocks a significant portion of the screen. So you can imagine if you look at the screen on the left, where the keyboard would go above the where the money value is. So you can see how it'd be kind of frustrating for some users. And yeah, that's all the key points for task 3. And lastly, for task 4, checking payment status, we saw that 87.5% of participants were able to complete this task, and this task was a bit more difficult than the previous task. Some of the key points we noticed for this were that participants liked the profile screen for its simplicity and intuitiveness. Also for the activity screen, which is shown here on the left. Participants liked that there were tabs to keep the 2 categories separate, so the pending and completed tabs. On the negative side of things, the main area of improvement for this section was that the confusion between the activity and pending request sections. So there were two sections in settings that both led to this page. So it caused some confusion among the participants. And within the payment status screen, there was confusion between what pending actually means because it didn't specify whether it was pending sent payments, pending received payments, or both types of payments.
Based on our heuristic evaluation and usability tests, we developed a list of recommendations for CPay. So our first recommendation is to give users the option to turn their camera on and off, and giving users a greater sense of control over their personal information. We also think that making the onboarding process available after users create an account instead of before would prompt more users to go through the process and understand the purpose of the app. We also recommend that CPay turns off the camera when it's not necessary to make the screen less distracting for users. Some more recommendations. We think it would be more useful for users to be able to see the profiles of nearby users when the user taps on the number indicating that they're nearby users. We also noticed that the pending terminology confused many users, so we recommend CPay specify what the pending tab means by either changing the words to pending transactions or pending payments. And then finally, we suggest that CPay allow users to choose a profile picture from their camera roll or set up a profile picture later when they first set up an account. And then finally, we have a couple of next steps for us project members. In the coming weeks, we will be presenting our usability testing report to the founder of CPay, and then eventually follow CPay's eventual launch to the App Store.
Okay, thank you guys. And next up, we have emotion led by Joe.
Hi everyone, I'm the product lead for emotion. Okay, let me know if you can see my screen. Okay, well, welcome. I'm super excited to share our project with my awesome team members. So Emotion is really a creative digital piece exploring emotions through art, motion, and sound. It is set in a very special cafe, and we hope to provide a place to connect with others through an immersive emotional experience. So I think the best way for you to experience this is to see what it looks like, which I will show you right now. Okay, let me just make sure I'm showing with sound. Okay. Okay, here we go.
이것도 뭐야? 이거 뭐야? 이거 뭐 쏘는 거야? 이거 다 내야 돼? 아이고 장난해. 이거 어떻게 하지? 자기야 이거 어떻게 하지? 이거 뭐야? 이거 무슨 짓이야?
Whoop. Yeah, that was it. I hope you liked it. But I really want to give my team members the chance to share about their process because it's really cool. Wait. I'm gonna give them a shout out. Okay, one sec. Okay. Yeah, so design team, you can feel free to share about your process.
Okay, hi, I'm Miza. I did all of the illustrations for this project. So basically, like the general process was we had a
Okay, yeah, why don't Kat, you can share first.
Yeah, okay, I'll go. Hi, I'm Catherine, and I worked on all the backgrounds you see. So every single one of the backgrounds represents like a different emotion, and you can kind of like play into it, right? So like if you saw the rain cloud scene, when you hovered over the clouds, it would rain. And like for example, for scene 3, right, when you click the screen, like there would be these pellets shooting at our main character. So yeah, all these little fun things. I worked with like um, Ivan and Forrest a lot to kind of create these backgrounds, and honestly, like credits to them. I think I just like talked a lot, and they just kind of like put everything together. So yeah, pretty cool experience.
Yay. Great. Maisa, if you're back, you can speak.
Yeah, my internet died, sorry. I don't know where I left off, but basically I tried to make the style like match with the background by making everything pretty simplistic and by focusing on shape and color so that it would match with more the techie vibe of the background, I guess. And some of the illustrations are more based on the actual storyline. Like the first scene has her parents in the front and then she's like standing in the background. Whereas some of the illustrations are more metaphorical, like the scene where she's like being bombarded by stuff and trying to shield herself from that. So yeah, that was basically my process.
I worked on the landing page, and so I basically did the 3D mug and the little board under it. But the process was done on Vectory, which is a 3D software. And it was thanks to Brian who recommended me to use that software. So it was a learning experience because it was the first time I had used it. But throughout this quarter and this project, I've learned a lot, and we finally got a cool mug for our landing page. And when you go to the landing page, you can rotate it, I think like 180 degrees, and also flip it over. And so it's a lot of fun. Yeah.
Hi, I'm Christine. I was in charge of the wireframes and the logo. So I guess one of the main struggles that we had was how to put all the components together because we had like the illustrations, the illustrative background, like the text, and it was just a lot of stuff going on. So that was kind of what I kind of struggled with because I was like, I don't know how it'll look like, but I know like I want it to look good. So yeah, that was definitely one of the main struggles. And I guess for the second part of the logo, that was definitely a lot simpler. So yeah, I just got like the feedback from my teammates and I was like, okay, let's just make something. And yeah, that was that. So I think that was all for the design team.
Cool. Thanks, guys. And then Ivan will share a bit about the dev side.
Yeah. So I'm Ivan, one of the devs, along with Brian and Forrest. And what we try to do is we started like with kind of almost nothing actually, and just bring about all the ideas and turning them into like, you know, the actual site. I think it was a great learning experience for all of us. In terms of like development, we used a lot of different like JavaScript libraries to achieve what we did, notably P5, and just to make all the interactivity. And I think we all learned from each other, and just by going through this project and the process, it was really nice. Yeah.
Yay, awesome. If anyone's like more interested, we can talk in the breakout rooms, and I'll drop the link to the project soon. But before I end, just want to shout out to Humans from New York. The stories from there, because we couldn't think of a story ourselves. But we hope you did it justice. And Dennis Cole is the one who did like the soundtrack. We just took it online. He has really good music. Want to check it out? Yeah. Thanks.
All right, thank you guys. And next up, we have Lark, led by our very own Lucy.
Hello. Sorry, I was muted, but hi everyone. I've been leading Lark this quarter with Arjun, Jennifer, Lenny, Miranda, and Norman. And I think Arjun is going to share an iMovie that he made.
Yes, no, this is Norman's.
Or that Norman made. But
yes, I will be
I'm
sharing.
excited to see it.
All right. If anyone can't hear this, just unmute yourself and let me know.
Welcome guys to Demo Day. My name's Norman, and I'm a part of Lark, and you guys are really lucky today because we actually have a special guest coming, and that's Barack Obama. He's doing a 13-minute segment with me that I'll show up. Sadly, you know, it is a podcast, so he's not able to show his face, but I'll leave you with something better. Thanks, guys.
Welcome everyone and members of Creative Labs. I hope you all are doing as well as the current state of our nation.
Whoa guys, so sorry for the technical error. Give me a second.
Lark is an emotion. Lark is a way of life. Lark is a state of mind. Lark is who you were, who you are, and who you will be. We are all but droplets in the vast ocean that is Lark.
What's Lark, you say? Beats me. That's definitely better than plumbing.
For me, I think Lark just means exploring something just because you find it interesting. I think just taking an idea, running with it, seeing where it might go, making something cool. I think those are all parts of what I would consider to be Lark.
Oh hey, didn't see you there. Well, I'd say Lark, it's better than a runner's high.
A lark is a mischievous and carefree bird that wanders in hyperspace. It explores wherever curiosity and imagination takes it, and is not afraid to have a million dreams and put some of them together and make it into a reality.
Lark, it's like hitting that one bar chord that you just couldn't hit before.
Larks are birds. They're honestly not very distinctive except for the fact that they have very extravagant songs. Lark, on the other hand, is something that is purely done for fun. It might be useless, but that's okay.
Lark is like the last scoop of hay you have to give to horses before it's time to go home.
How many larks does it take to change a light bulb?
Lark? I barely know her.
Lark? It's like man's best friend.
Lark is like finally being able to understand that one book you just couldn't read as a child.
Lark ruined my life. Lark sent me to the bottom of the bottle. I lost my wife. I lost my kids. I lost my house. I live on a couch right now. Every day I wake up and I drink empty beer bottles underneath my bed. And those few moments before I forget, all I can think about is Lark. So that's what Lark is to me. Despair.
X gon' give it to you. Wait for you to get it on your own. X gon' deliver to you.
This is our introductory video. Thank you for watching, everyone. Now we have a presentation to give you.
Hello, everyone. Thanks for watching our What is Lark informational video created by our very own Norman. We're going to be giving intros to everyone on the team and then actually demoing our tech project. But yeah, without further ado, we can move to the next slide. So here we have a horned lark and a slow loris. That's me on the left and Norman on the right. I think Norman has a fun fact if you want to share that.
Oh, sure. Hey, I'm Norman, made the video. But this is my favorite animal because it's kind of like a monkey type thing, but it's one of a very rare monkey that has, that's poisonous. So what it does is that it licks its armpits. And then when that secretes with the saliva and it bites you, you can die and go into anaphylactic shock. So I thought that was really interesting. But anyways, next slide.
I don't think Jennifer could make it.
Oh,
but-
wait, sorry, I'm here. My
Oh, you're
internet
here. Okay,
is,
awesome.
like, yeah. Hello everyone. I'm the rabbit, and this quarter I'm mainly on the data analysis side. Even though at the end I couldn't successfully figure out a bug, but this quarter I've learned a lot. Explored some pretty cool features such as format analysis. I also had tons of fun with our Lark team members. And yeah, it's a pretty cool quarter and a great experience. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Lenny. I'm the cheetah on the right, and I use he, him pronouns. This quarter, I worked on the web design, and I connected the Spotify API and did a little bit of like the fetching of data from the Spotify API itself.
Did you guys
Hello everyone, I'm Miranda. So that my favorite animal is a silver tabby. I really love cats because sometimes when you feed them, even though they're like a house pet, but then when you feed them, they're like, I don't want it. I really like that part. So this quarter, I also worked on data. I mainly just exported, imported music as an MP3 and then analyzed all the features, which I will show later.
Hello, I'm Arjun. I'm the capybara on the right. I like capybaras because I think they look kind of stupid. They're very square, you know, their snouts. But yeah, my contribution to this project was I also helped with some of the tech stuff. I helped the front end and the Spotify API and whatnot. And I helped Norman with his video. I made some clips for that, and I made these photoshops that you see here. So yeah, that's me.
Okay, so for Lucy,
Oh, sorry. No, yeah, you can go.
you can. All right. So for this tonality analysis, I basically used my favorite song, "Look at the Sky," and I downloaded it as an MP3 and then used Python, specifically the Essential package. So the x-axis represent time, the y-axis represent pitch. So 0 corresponds to A, and the color represent the strength. So that's it for this slide. And this one is melody detection. The first diagram shows the melody, and then the y-axis represents pitch, and the x-axis is time again. These tools are really powerful because they're able to compare and identify different songs in any given database. So it's like fingerprinting. By using accurate hop size, like a high accuracy is also achievable, so that you can like reproduce the same music and compare it to the original one.
Yeah, these are just a few screenshots of kind of like inspiration and process. We spent a lot of time kind of just like brainstorming and like thinking of cool things to do together. And yeah, I'm going to pass it to Arjun to just share like a mini demo of the actual website that we were working on.
Yes, so let me share my screen. So this here is our wonderful landing page, simplistic, straightforward. And you log in with your Spotify account. And this shouldn't be showing up yet, but okay. You have like, I think 20 of your saved songs on the left here. And you can click one, and we have a visualizer on the right. And warning, it's a little loud, but every time you click on the screen, it alternates between this funky thing and these funky things. And they're not quite synced to the music yet, but they will be. I'm sorry, this is getting really loud.
The hands loom heavy with only an hour to go. I hold my breath, but the seekers will find me. Priest and pauper, the leper, can't change his spots.
Can you hear me? I hope you can hear me now. But yeah, this is the website portion of it, and I think are we going to talk about the I'm blanking, but yeah, this is the website. Yes, you can use this once we take it off of localhost and put it somewhere.
Yeah, it hasn't been deployed, but
no.
yeah, we were mainly using P5 for all the visual stuff, but yeah, thanks to my amazing team for making the best of the project, even though it was pretty spontaneous and kind of unstructured. But yeah, I had a lot of fun working on it, and it's been a good quarter. So our next project is Dawn's Let's Take a Walk.
Hi, everyone. Let me share my screen real fast. you guys see my Discord?
Yes.
Oh. Hi, my name is Don, and I'm the project lead of Let's Take a Walk. So this whole project started as some hazy idea of wanting to create a video game that encourages conversation. And through this 10 weeks of like working really hard and with some of the most talented people I've met in college, we have something pretty awesome. It's a virtual space with beautiful aesthetics, original music, and fun game mechanics. One of the most interesting challenges of this project was designing something that had all the typical aspects of a video game, like the challenges and the story, but not distracting people from the most important part, which is we wanted people to talk. So the concept of the game is you receive a mysterious journal full of sketches of different nature scenes. You have to walk around and find those places with your friend. Along the way, you interact with spirits who prompt you with introspective questions. You share experiences together like navigating a river on a kayak or collecting ingredients for some communal hot pot. And hopefully along the way of exploring this world and figuring out the mysteries of this journal, you find out more about each other. So we have a gameplay trailer that I'm really excited about, so hope you enjoy. And let me know if you can't hear the music. Yeah, that was the trailer. Yes, I'm gonna pass the mic on to someone who put in pull requests at 2 a.m., created all these 3D visuals that you just saw, and honestly just made this project a lot more fun. Hi, Marie.
Wow, thank you for that grand introduction. Hi, I'm Marie. I was on the art team and did the 3D and like landscaping. And yeah, so to kind of introduce our project. So conversations with someone are really unplanned and you don't know the exact route you'll take with them when you start. But they also aren't completely random and there's always a string of connections that ties each story together. We created this 3D environment that you could freely roam around, but you also have to walk in order to get to every single destination. So no shortcuts nor warping through time. Walks and conversations. These two seemingly different topics are similar in that they spark from the same point, but never end at the same. They're fun, exciting, and sometimes scary and daunting, but at the end of it, it's something that you're glad you had. Through creating and designing this world, we kept in mind what something beautiful, calming, or spooking exciting will look like in a landscape, and the highs and lows or progression of a conversation. We hope that when you play this game and take a walk with your friend, you're able to feel those emotions as well and get to know each other a little bit more. All right. And yeah, so the main landscapes that I liked. And Isaac, go ahead.
Yeah, so like Dawn mentioned, one of our in-game features is this notebook that kind of holds sketches and paintings of memories of this mystery person that you're going to learn more about. And it also functions as this record keeper of all the icebreaker / conversation starter questions that you might pick up along the way, and is just kind of like the centerpiece of our game. Next slide, please. Yeah, and then we just wanted to show you guys some of our design process when it came to designing some of the characters. So we really wanted the entire game to be focused about conversation. So our character designs were really like simple, cute, round, thick. And so the player sprite you see like in the first row is created by our designer and executive director, Sam. And then the balloon things are supposed to be spirit sprites that I designed. Then they were, of course, 3D modeled by our 3D modeling queen, Marie.
Yeah, awesome. I just wanted to flex for a second. This is the entire dev team getting 1st to 5th place in Lol Beans. That's 6th place. That's some like 13-year-old that we crushed, just saying. But yeah, dev team did amazing work. Since this game is all about shared experiences, the team worked really hard to make this a multiplayer game. So we had to like synchronize movement. We had to animate characters, the spirit. We had to have like data persistence for the journal. And they'll introduce themselves in a second, but some of them are freshmen. So if you want to join Creative Labs and you're like, oh, you know, I don't think I can do it, you can totally do it. Yeah, Brian, Justin, Annie, Ryan, you guys want to say hi?
What's up? How's it going? Do you have anything particular you want me to talk about, Dawn, or just say hi?
Whatever you want, man.
It was a great project. Dawn's the best leader out there. Top tier project manager. Marie carried with the models and the music. The music is amazing. I don't think they've gotten to that yet. That's all I had to say.
I don't know.
Hi. Oh, something? Okay. Hi, I'm Annie. I worked on like a mini game within the game, and yeah, everyone was really cool and talented, and I felt really lucky to be on this team.
Hi, I'm Brian, and yeah, I just did some dev stuff, and yeah, I loved the team. They were also amazing. Everyone is so talented.
Oh, before you introduce yourself, Justin, you can talk about this too, because
Hi, I'm Justin. I was in charge of the music, both writing the songs and developing the audio interface to play them. Yeah, there's 3 songs, one for the day, night, and the around the campfire. And it was my first time composing, so it was fun to learn how to like edit and record stuff. I tried to go for like a Studio Ghibli type of vibe. So yeah, I hope it didn't sound too scuffed on the Zoom thing, but in game it sounds pretty good.
awesome. And yeah, this is the team. If you want to download the game, I'll pop a link in itch.io. I'll throw in the trailer too. Currently, we'll release it for Windows and Mac. Sorry, Arjun, I don't know if it's gonna work on Linux, but you know, get a Windows machine. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, and next up we have a Moving On led by Emmy.
Hello. Let me share my screen. Oh. Yes, are we sharing it? Wait, let me get it with sound. Sorry, I am a Zoom boomer of sorts. Please give me a moment. Thank you. Zoomer boomer, thank you. Share sound. Oh yes, oh baby. Here we go. Hello everybody, my name is Emmy and this is our project Moving On. As you saw earlier, we had a lot of team members. Some of them are here. Be prepared to say hi at the end. Please don't be mad at me, but I love you all and they all worked super hard on this project. So what is Moving On? Well, let's just, open up that grief case and unpack some emotional baggage. Is it a website? Is it a storybook? Is it a game? Maybe all of the above. What I loved the most about this project was that it's interdisciplinary. We had a lot of different types of talents come in, and a lot of people had their inputs. Okay, the story and motif. The big thing was moving on and letting go, memory and permanence. Why is packing so hard and why do we hoard things? Why is it so hard for us to let go of our physical possessions? And how do these physical belongings make up who we are and how are they completely independent from who we are? We try to kind of leave it open-ended. So that's kind of mostly up for the users to decide how they want to proceed and if they want to throw something away or if they want to keep it and what's important to them. So we crafted our story around a main character. And so the character is a student from a small town by the ocean packing to go home from their big city college after their first year. And this is just like a character we thought of and brought to life based off of our shared experiences. And we tried to make them gender neutral and try to make the experiences as relatable to everyone as we could. So some themes we had, we also wanted to go for some specificity so that we could get something cohesive. Ocean, sunsets, waves, emotion, and how that brings about change, sentimentality, journaling, change, and relationships. If you took the quiz, we are the simp response. I don't know how to feel about that, but we feel it's okay. So the project itself has a lot of components. Story and narrative was a big part and the core of it all, I think. We had several lovely people working on the narrative. We have original art to go with it, story and a lot of writing, exposition, captions, content, and a conclusion. All the writers worked really hard to make everything make sense, make sure it's it plays out accurately and everything is like stitched together. So if you go through the site, I would love for you to like read through everything carefully and like fully appreciate that. We had a lot of devs. We used React, Sass, and a lot of libraries. Honestly, I think it was quite ambitious for us to build this all in React. It probably would have been easier for us to build it in like Unity or like some game libraries, but I think using React was like a really good challenge, and it was definitely a struggle this past week. Our devs, shout out to you guys, spent a lot of time this past week and even earlier, like working on the logic for it and making sure everything looks good, working together with the art people to make sure all the interactions play out fine. And balancing the flow of game design and web design, our designers worked on developing that kind of making sure that was like cohesive and making sure it made sense in both perspectives, because I think that's what's unique about our project in that area. And we also had a lot of art and items. So we feature a lot of objects and including many mediums of art that I will go into a little bit more during our demo and in the next slide. And captions and stories are written in conjunction with the narrative team. So we paired off art people with narrative people and had them talk about like what emotions people would experience going through their art. And the user can choose to discard or keep each item. So the main character is like, they're moving back home from after like a great year of college, and they find out that there's no way they can keep all of their belongings. So what can they let go and what can they afford to keep? So here are some initial wireframes. Thank you, Michelle, for the fun GIFs. We've definitely come a long way from the beginning. So this is kind of what it looked like from the beginning. We knew we wanted it to be centralized around story. So there's a lot of like story parts. We definitely like dreamt very big with this. We had a lot of ideas and we didn't get to build all of them, but we got most of them down. And I think what we have is fantastic. We wanted it so that users are presented with this like little screen with all of their things, and then they decide if they want to like discard or keep things by dragging them to each of the boxes. And a core component is also like the caption. Every interaction will trigger like a change in the caption. And then each item you can inspect more closely to interact with them in their like own unique ways. So here are some of our art pieces. So we have 7 total. Here are some of them. We have Plant Diary made by V. And that's kind of like for you. I'll just demo everything later. We have a field book made by Anna. Sarah made fortune cookies and seashells. And Kaylee made the food diary, this beautiful Elmo. And Elle made this necklace presentation, which is actually like a dance piece as well. And I will demo all of these very shortly. So conceptualization, we also have Michelle who worked on photos, and Maggie who worked on these like series of items that are based around this like frog game. I would love to have Michelle who worked on the photo piece to talk a little bit more about her experience and what it took to like conceptualize each art piece. Michelle, if you would like to talk.
Yeah, hi. So I'm Michelle. I'm the photographer. So all of the photos basically were some of my work. I started off with conceptualization, working a lot with narrative team to figure out what type of images and feelings we want to portray. So here's like a little snippet from our Notion, just things that we were going through about what we really wanted to have as an image form. Then we also discussed the type of color grade to go over, things that we use for inspo. So these are like the main color schemes that we sort of wanted to follow, like the deeper teal color with the high contrast in the yellows. Here are the couple images that you can see with the before and after. You can see that there's somewhat of a drastic change in between editing. Then mainly just use Lightroom and Photoshop to just edit the photos to make them look better and fit what we want to portray. And here's one of the design processes of the original works. It was just going to be like a nice chip photo, and originally it was a concept as a Polaroid, but working with narrative again, we turned it into a postcard and added cute little stickers onto it to make it a little bit more realistic feeling, with some writing here as well. And then this portion isn't mine, but this is Maggie's cute little animated froggies that are also part of our game.
Wow.
So yeah.
Very cool. Thank you, Michelle. Yeah. Okay, so next, next I will demo the site. Also go check out, wow, Let's Take a Walk. Very cool. This is moving on. So here is our landing, and right away you can start from the scenic route or start packing. So the scenic route takes you to the exposition that we've built out, and start packing goes to our exploration page, which you will see later. So I'm gonna breeze through the narrative real quick. Our narrative team worked on like writing bits and pieces of it, and we took a lot of time revising things, and this was kind of one of the first things we wrote. And this kind of set the foundation for the rest of our project. So in the beginning, when we were conceptualizing things, we wrote our exposition first. The art people and everyone else like read through it, and then they also like contributed some art pieces to go along with it. I really wanted music to go with it as well. We did not get time to add it, but after this week, I might still add it. Who knows? So you will have to just listen to my voice for a little moment. But yeah, here's like the end part where we transition into the Explore page. You can't help but love everything all too much. You sit down and decide to spend some time going through your things one last time. All right, and here's our beautiful loading page. Shout out Trevor and Darren, our wonderful devs who did a lot of like the logic and setting the base for this game. That was like a preloader. Wow, everything loads so seamlessly. Perfect. So yes, this is what, when I say our explore page, this is what we mean. So we have all of these items laid out, and you can click and interact with all of them. Shout out to Kaylee for making the assets for this, the box and the suitcase. You can drag over to the left to discard something, or to the right to keep it. And even within each thing, you can also discard or keep from that screen. And so, okay, let's start off with some objects. Here's Michelle's for familiarity, who presented earlier about her process. A stack of Polaroids from over the years, and then you can click to inspect all of them. I think this one goes to like this ocean scene, and then you can go back. All of them have like different captions. Here's like a postcard she made, and this is all like original photography and some things from Arjun that might be me. Who knows? We'll never know, but you can decide to discard or keep after going through them. Let's keep the Polaroids. I'll put these up in my new apartment next year. So our narrative teams and art teams worked very closely together to write all of these and make sure it like makes sense. So I would appreciate it if you guys like look through all of them as you went through them. And here's Sarah's, who might be here today, and she made seashells and fortune cookies. You can inspect all of them, and bits and pieces of their memories will pop up, and they change the narratives. She also made fortune cookies with these little messages, and yeah, just to like demo this functionality, you can keep that or you can discard that by dragging over here, and then the caption still changes. Here's Maggie's frog game. You can click in each little thing, and then here's like a further inspection of the card. And wow, a game within a game. Maggie and Joseph worked on this. So this is a a game that they made, kind of like a demo, and kind of play it. I don't think I'm very good at it. I'm not sure, Joseph, if I'm just like bad. Yeah, so I guess the answer is yes, I'm just bad. And I made the frog sad and I should feel bad. So yeah, that was the frog game. And we also have Field Notes by Anna. And this is a mix of music and illustration and the narrative that's written around the pages. And each page has a different track that Anna sang and played guitar or ukulele to herself. And I'm just gonna play a little snippet if that's okay with you. Play it. I'm sorry, Anna. I think it's beautiful. Yeah.
Take your protein pills and put your helmet on.
And not only can she sing, play guitar, and draw, she did this herself and worked on a lot of the other pieces of the app. So thank you, Anna. Wow, yeah, where's your Spotify, huh? So, and then there's like story-based narrative going along with that. And some of these we look at not only like the characters' memories, but also their relationships and how they feel about them, I think is like a big thing of our possessions and letting things go. Here is Planet Journal by V and Darren, who developed it. And yeah, these are all like original artwork and animations and narrative that we've written for. So for this one, you have to go in and like give away and keep all of these, but there's stories of like your memories with these plants and who or what they remind you of. And yeah, these are all like written in the little plant diary. And when you go through all of them, it disappears. Here's Kaylee's food journal. She has several of these like pages documenting food and what like experiences she had with them, or the character rather. And yes, this is just like a journey month by month, and this is May right now, very accurately. I told Kaylee earlier, if you're projecting, like, I'm here to help you. I was like, do you need help? Are you projecting? But yeah, so there's a back as well, and then we can put these. And here is Elle's piece, which is a memory. And Elle, I'm going to show like a part, maybe like half of this dance choreography. So she worked on story and ideation and made like a choreography based off of it, chose the setting and everything to like complement it. And here, I will shut up and let this speak for itself. Wait, hit that. Oh yes, crisp. So this is about, you know, like a friendship, which might have or could have been more. And then I think it's, oh, I love this part. Yes. I think we wanted like the user to think about do we want to let this go or do we want to keep it? Yes. Okay. I will try to wrap up. Yeah. Oh, before I throw this away, I'm going to show you guys my lovely team. This is our yearbook / our team page. We got Anna, Ramos, Joseph, David, Trevor, Allison, and Darren on dev. And Anna again, Michelle, Maggie, Elle, Sarah, V, and Kaylee on the art team. And then on narrative, we have Maggie, Catherine, Jason, Sarah, and Adela. And on design, we had Michelle, I helped a little bit, Maggie, and Sarah. And here's our characters that we drew the first meeting, which represented us. And here's like our signature page. Yes. And yeah, after you throw everything away, it goes to like this little conclusion. Someone from the narrative team wrote like these poems to kind of offer some closure, perhaps. And Trevor, our developer, made this like lovely little scene in using anime.js, and all of the items you decide to keep pop up after, and then you can, play again. So yeah, sorry that was really long. Here's our project. If anyone from my project is here, we are 18 people, so we couldn't have everybody talk, but if anyone is here, please say hi or say hi in chat.
What's up? I'm Anna. I had a lot of fun working on this, and Emmy, you're like the best lead ever.
Yeah, and now we're living together next year. Crazy how that happens. Oh.
Hi. Hello, I'm Darren. I worked on dev. It was really awesome getting to work with so many awesome artists and the design and narrative team, and everyone's just really friendly and helpful.
Thanks, Darren. Thanks for carrying us. Is Trevor here? I see you, Trevor. I see Kaylee.
Hello, I'm Trevor. I was also in dev. I worked with Darren on the Explore page for the interaction stuff. And yeah, it was really great, like getting to work with everyone and like get to see all the cool things that everyone designed for like the Explore items and stuff.
Thanks, Trevor.
Hi. Oh, you could go.
Okay. Hi, I'm Kaylee. I worked on some of the art in this project. This is actually the first CL project that I was a part of, and I'm really glad that I decided to just go for it. It's been really fun and a really rewarding experience to see something grow from start to finish. And yeah, it was really fun.
Hi, I'm Rimas. Me too. It's my first time in Creative Labs, and this was really nice. Honestly, I came in with like zero experience in React, and shout out to Emmy. She was super helpful, and it was like a really nice experience.
Well, thank you for your work. If we have anything, if we don't have anyone else, I think we might be done. Sorry, it was really long. We have a lot of people. But yeah, I think that was part of the charm, was having a lot of people in different skills. But yes, thank you. I will be quiet now.
Okay, and last but not least, we have PocketCloset. So go ahead and take it away, Rima and Shraddha.
Hi everyone, our project is called PocketCloset. I'm Shraddha, one of the project leads, and I am a sophomore computer science major.
Hi, I'm Rima. I'm also a second year CS major and a project lead.
Hi, I'm Anjali. I am a second year cognitive science major and I worked on backend dev.
Hi, I'm Annie. I'm a third year computer engineering major and I worked on the front end.
Hi, my name is Angela. I'm a second year computer science and engineering major and I also worked on the front end.
Hi, my name's Simon. I'm a first year CS major and I was a backend developer.
Hi everyone, I'm Kelly. I'm a junior in cognitive science and I was on the design team.
I think Kelsey is not here, so I'll introduce her. She's a freshman studying business econ, and she was our researcher.
Hi, I'm Ashley, a second year neuro major, and I was part of the design team.
Hi, I'm Irvi. I'm a second year psychology major, and I was also part of the design team.
Yeah, so we got the idea for our app during quarantine when we noticed a lot of small businesses were starting to struggle during the pandemic. Even before the pandemic, big names like Amazon were really popular and have only grown in popularity since the pandemic made online shopping the norm. We want to give consumers another choice, an ethical, sustainable choice that they can feel good about making. In fact, LA has a really great community of small businesses and a strong culture of supporting them. One of the main blockers is just accessibility. When you can search up a product and it comes up on Amazon as the first Google result, it's really easy to want to just go with that option. So we want to make it as easy to choose small businesses and have that other option available to consumers, because I think most people already want to make that choice that's better for the community, better for the environment, all that stuff. We wanted to use our passion for technology and app development to bring this to life and solve this issue that we see happening around us. In addition, as avid shoppers ourselves, we face the same issue of struggling to find good quality and ethically sourced products, so we wanted to build a convenient solution to this. That's how we came up with the idea for PocketCloset.
So we decided to develop an app that connects users with small local businesses, from sustainable clothing stores to minority-owned restaurants. Users don't need a personal account to use the app, and they can browse and search for products and see which businesses near them sell what products that they're looking for. They can search by product, location, or business type. And we aim to include minority-owned, student-owned, environmentally friendly, and other similar businesses. Users can also submit their own businesses that they like have products that they really enjoy. And we made the app as easy to use as possible to encourage more people to download it. We basically brainstormed our app design by referring to apps that we use every day, like Spotify and Instagram, and we extracted what we believe are the best features to use in our app. So we have 4 main pages: the home page, the map page, the explore page, and the submit your own business page. And right now, all of those are up except for the explore page. So from the home page, users can search for any products, and from the map page, they can kind of see any small businesses near them that they would like to go to. The Explore page is a great place for just browsing. If you're not looking for a particular product, you can just see what other people are buying and what's popular right now. And finally, the Submit Your Own Business page allows users to input their own favorite businesses so that they can share great products with even more users. And I'll now stop screen share and just share a demo that we took of our app. So we start on the homepage, where there are popular shopping categories that the user can browse through. We can see that there's clothing, accessories, stationery, and decor. Then from the homepage, we can also search for a product. Here we can see some of our recent searches. I'm going to search for clothes, and stores that sell products related to clothes will come up. I'm going to click on Rag and Bag here. Then we're taken to the business page, which has information like opening hours, website, the store address, and photos of some of the business products. We can also go to the map page. The map page has a map for users to explore the businesses that are nearby, which we can see here. The user can also submit information about a business that they frequent and want other people to know about. So here we can see that users can submit the store name, opening hours, and related information, and we'll add it to our database to share with all our other users. That concludes the demo.
Yeah, so for our next steps, we're currently in the development phase of the app, but we're hoping to continue working on it through the summer and release a beta version of the app to the UCLA community soon. We're just starting in the Westwood area at the moment, and in the future, we want to expand the range of businesses we have on the app to include businesses from the entire state and maybe even eventually the country. We also may have an option for users to create accounts so that they can save their favorite stores and products. And we just want to thank everyone from Creative Labs for giving us the opportunity to work on this project that we've been thinking about for a while. We want to thank all of our team members for working on it with us this quarter. And thank you to all of you guys for listening.
Thanks so much for sharing. That concludes our projects, but we are going to cover a little bit about our plans for next quarter, which is next fall when we're in person again. But basically what to expect is we'll have project lead apps open early mid-September. If you follow our Instagram and Facebook or are on our Discord, you'll get an announcement or like a notification about that probably. But we always have our like main GM where we present all the projects week 1, usually a Friday, but we'll see. And then project member apps will open directly after that first meeting. But yeah, if you'd like to keep updated, these are all of our socials. And yeah, we'll open project Q&A now. We are going to have breakout rooms, which you should be able to join. And again, Creative Labs board members are also going to stay in the main room if you have any questions about Creative Labs or joining board or anything about that, basically. But yeah, thanks everyone for coming. We hope you enjoyed like looking at all our projects. It was a really fun quarter.